ثانية واحدة. ده يتعمل معاه ايه ده؟
ارفعه بإيدك في الهواء ولفه ويرميه على الأرض.
بصلاة النبي.
Greetings, it's that time. Chillroom just released a new update, and it might be one of their biggest yet. 6.4.0 introduces multiple new weapons, a new season mode, Great Commander, a temporary bug-filled season, keep that thing in mind, a new biome, new achievements, and so much more. They also added an incredibly cool new UI element, a button that allows you to go straight to a character as a shortcut. It's great for not having to look around so much in order to find your hero, and honestly, it's also low-key great for bragging rights. There's also a new huge shortcut when you go into the level. Let you select level mode, season mode, badass additions, and even boss rush. You can even enter rush security using it. All it's missing is just the challenge conditions and bounties. That's now the second time the officer got forgotten. And while this is cool and all, what piques my interest is of course the new characters. There are two of them now, one is gemmed and one is paid, and based on this poll, I decided to separate them into two different videos, so stay on the lookout for the Astromancer video. Let's first talk about the fighter, a melee combat-based character who is also a cute and hot enemy waifu.
Daring today, aren't we?
She's a student of the airbender who apparently discovered Kai with him, which, you know, doesn't make sense based on the lore and how old she looks, but
Nobody gives a shit.
she inherits some of his abilities, but don't be fooled. She is one of the most unique characters, if not the most unique in all of Soul Knight. Don't believe me? Well, let's dive into the fighter's kit and I'll show you. The fighter is a damage character, decently bulky, but is all about her using her skill rather than her weapons. She's also the most expensive gem catcher in the game, costing a whopping 16,808. Yeah, 0.01 gems. So essentially for free. Yeah, apparently the bugs in the new event bugged out the price, so she costs less than one Egyptian pound cost these days. And this offer only lasts to the 25th of July, so if you're holding off, I recommend you get into it. It would be funny if they actually compensate players. Her starter weapon is bad. It's really bad. You'd think after 2 attempts at this kind of weapon they'd learn that they don't work, but alas they didn't. They're boxing gloves that deal damage and push you forward. No teleportation or element bending like the airbender, just good old-fashioned knuckle sandwich. Swap this weapon for the bloody shovel if you need to, it's not worth it at all. Her passive is bad. Really bad. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. Every 10th hit is guaranteed to crit. Now that might sound pretty situational, because it is. But it does have some uses, especially with weapons and buffs that benefit from crits. Having a way to ensure that you get the benefits is pretty good, and honestly, any chance I get to eliminate RNG is a chance I'll take. The icon also changes when it's ready. However, one thing you need to know is that it's not every 10th shot, it's every 10th click. Yup, holding down the button doesn't matter, meaning you have to spam the attack button to progress the passive. Now this is fine for single fire weapons, but the whole tap fighting thing is annoying, but it's definitely not the worst passive in the game. Plus, it actually has some decent synergy with her skill. Speaking of which... Yeah, I don't like using this word, but the Chillroom coped with this one. The skill has 4 variations, and much like the airbender, performing certain combos with fire and skill keys lets you use them. Starting with the first, that's just activated by pressing the skill, you empower yourself for a few seconds, increasing crit damage for the duration. I don't know what it is with Chillroom recently, I'm focusing so much on crit damage, but like, stop. This is the synergy I was talking about with her passive. The cooldown also matches the duration, so make sure you use it whenever it's available. Attacking once, then using the skill makes you leap into the air, smash to the ground beneath, doing a whole 4 damage. And potentially stunning. This skill is alright, primarily because it's the fastest she can execute, but there is one teeny tiny problem with it. Unlike the Berserker, you can't move while casting it, and this is a big deal here. It leaves you super vulnerable for only a small chance at a stun and basically non-existent damage. This gun is more of an appetizer for what comes next. Overall though, this is her weakest skill by far, so it should be avoided at all costs until it gets iframes or something, because as it stands, it's a total ice. Moving on to a skill that actually matters, I think twice then using the skill makes the fighter attack the sides, doing her best Star Platinum impression. She deals continuous damage in the form of pushes. While she's murdering the shit out of someone, she also deletes projectiles, aka a melee shield. Now this skill is more like it. A melee shield that also deals damage and is fast enough to proc is pretty decent, especially since you can pretty much spam it. It does block you from using abilities, but that's not the end of the world. What is the end of the world, however, is the fact that, for some reason only God knows at this point, this attack cannot be fired below or above you. Meaning if a monster is standing or moves above your head or below your feet, you essentially can't do jack about it, especially since it locks you out of your abilities. This causes your death more often than you'd expect. Like, seriously, this might be the first character in Soul Light to get cocked by which way the room opens. God help you if the room you're going opens from above or below.
What are you doing up there?
Staying away from you.
Her third combo, however, is actually pretty solid. Attacking 3 times the firing causes you to charge the laser, firing a small beam that deals fire damage. Honestly, this thing is pretty good. It deals about the same damage as Soul Calibur, and while it is the longest to proc, it is the longest range and one that hits the hardest. This is supposed to be her own
Deadly laser.
but, well...
Damn laser beams a must.
yeah, let's just say that there is a reason why she's only a student to the Airbender, not his equal. I'll try to avoid spamming this thing so I don't feel like I'm not playing a fighter and instead playing a goddamn laser tag, but it is just so tempting.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it.
You know, I see why people spam the Hadouken back in the old Street Fighter games. Hold up, hello, this is editing Spectrum without any script or anything. So 2 things about the skill. First off, this laser goes through walls. You know, the main weakness of the goddamn laser from the Airbender? Yeah, apparently I heard that the laser just goes through walls. So yeah, spam that thing actually. Fuck the whole fighter thing. Play her as a mage, it doesn't matter, that beam is busted. The second off, you can actually combine the laser with the Airbender's deadly laser in multiplayer to create this. Okay, yeah, so something already surpassed the Assassin Paladin combo, and it's pretty fucking stupid.
Everybody I see just turns to dust.
Now, before we head into her playstyle, something to note about the skill that it basically has no cooldown. The skill is always available, you just need to do the correct combo to confirm the skill. So, you know, do what you wish with that. It really goes without saying that you should not be trying to get cooldown reduction in this character. The fighter is the first true adapter character in the game. Every single engagement will require a different approach depending on the situation. You'll need to assess the situation carefully before doing the correct combo, or else you risk being damaged quite a bit. If you're against multiple small enemies, the second combo is the best as it deals AoE damage and it removes projectiles. If you're facing multiple champion enemies, charging the third skill to take them out one by one instead of having to go through the two of them is better than charging the second. And don't use the first skill. You have to get creative and know your limits with this character, and I think that's a great thing. It's definitely another character that will require tons of games to master. Looking past her gameplay now, I gotta talk about her design. I like the idea of the Airbender having an apprentice, but I feel like she's a bit too modern. I mean, boxing gloves and modern clothes as well as a regular haircut just doesn't flow much with the Airbender aesthetic. It kinda doesn't flow with the fighter aesthetic either, honestly. Remove the gloves from the Berserker, it still looks like a melee. The fighter on the other hand, not really. Also, a skirt? Really? Still though, I do like her overall idea, and gameplay is on point for a combo character. Also, how funny is it that we basically now have every single Dungeons and Dragons class in the game as a character except for the Bard? Speaking of the Bard, a side tangent here, this is the character that Zed wants in the game extremely badly. He wants him to be a support that plays music to boost his allies. How do I tell him that Bards were less of singing and music playing supports and mostly just horny bastards who wanted to fuck dragons? You know what? I'll just leave him in the dark for now. The fighter is an extremely creative and welcome addition to Soul Light. Her playstyle is unique and her skill is really fun, and while her design and passive are lacking, her gameplay is distracting enough for that, and for that reason I'll be giving her an A grade. A really cool hero concept integrates well into the game with a really good price too. Thanks for watching. Be on the lookout for the Astromancer video soon and consider subscribing and ringing the bell to be notified when it's uploaded. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.